He just needs now some luck to intervene. I said at the beginning it would come down to luck. To find out who will be the world champion of 2008.
Is that clock going slowly?
It is, it's clock. Oh my goodness me. 100,000 local hearts sink in the grandstand.
Known universally as one of the greatest title deciders of all time, the 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix will forever be remembered along with the likes of Suzuka 1989 and Australia 1986. Heading into the final race of the season, Lewis Hamilton looked set to win his first ever world championship at the age of just 23. He went into the race with a 7-point lead over the Brazilian of Felipe Massa, knowing that all he had to do was finish higher than 6th, even if Massa won the race, to seal the championship. This was redemption for Hamilton, having lost the championship a year earlier in a similarly nail-biting race in Interlagos to Kimi Raikkonen. Hamilton entered that race leading the championship by 4 points over his teammate Alonso and 7 points ahead of Raikkonen. However, he picked up issues and subsequently lost the championship by 1 point. Understandably, Hamilton is now hungrier than ever to finally win the championship. If Hamilton were to win, he would become the youngest ever F1 world champion, surpassing Fernando Alonso, who claimed the record in 2005 by winning with Renault. In terms of Felipe Massa, if he were to win the championship, it would be only the second world championship won on home soil in the history of the sport. The only other time being Nino Farina in the inaugural F1 season in 1950 when he won at Monza. He would also join an exclusive club of Ferrari world champions alongside the likes of Michael Schumacher, Niki Lauda and Juan Manuel Fangio. Heading into qualifying, Felipe Massa was looking blisteringly fast, going quickest in all practice sessions. This trend continued, and Felipe Massa lined up on pole for the 6th time that season. Hamilton was back in 4th after a suspected overloading of fuel that would explain the gap of half a second between him and the pole sitter. The two drivers separating them were Toyota's Jarno Trulli in 2nd and reigning world champion Kimi Raikkonen for Ferrari. Hamilton would need to keep calm and manage his position. If he finished 4th, he would claim the championship by 2 points. When race day came, the heavens decided to open, causing the track to have damp conditions. All the cars on the grid opted to start with intermediate tyres, apart from BMW's Robert Kubica, who chose to swap to dry tyres last minute, resulting in him starting from the pit lane. The lights go out, and the top 5 remains the same, with Massa building a gap in the lead and Hamilton still running in 4th. The safety car is however released, as Red Bull's David Coulthard, in his last ever Formula 1 race, is tipped into a spin by the Williams of Nico Rosberg. The order of the top 5 still remains Massa, Trulli, Raikkonen, Hamilton and Kovalainen. Massa, Vettel and Alonso head into the pits to change tyres. Hamilton, however, opts to wait an extra lap to pit, which results in him losing out to both Alonso and Vettel. Hamilton is now running in 6th and out of championship contention. Massa is seemingly driving out of his skin and has built a 7-second lead over Alonso while Hamilton is running in 4th. It's proving a routine race for Massa at the midway point as he sets another fastest lap. By the time of the second round of pit stops, Hamilton comes out in fourth, ahead of Sebastian Vettel, while Massa is comfortably leading the race 12 seconds ahead of second-placed Alonso. Rain begins to return, and running on dry tyres is becoming increasingly challenging. This causes many drivers, such as Raikkonen, to pit for intermediate tyres. Hamilton and Vettel decide to pit a lap later, however Timo Glock, who is running in 7th place, decides to stay out on dry tyres, promoting him to 4th. Felipe Massa pits on lap 69 and inherits the lead once again, while Hamilton remains in 5th. If he were to finish 5th, he would seal the World Championship by 1 point. However, the Toro Rosso of Sebastian Vettel is coping with the conditions better than Hamilton, and subsequently overtakes him, pushing Hamilton into 6th and out of championship contention with only a lap to go. Heading into the last lap, Hamilton, running in 6th, needs to overtake Vettel or else he will lose the championship.
Glock's done a 1:28, but he's 15 seconds clear of them. So Glock can tiptoe around the last lap and get the job done. Hamilton then has got to have a major attack on Vettel. Has he got the pace to do that?
And of course Vettel is powered by the Ferrari engine, so he is highly motivated. You can see that the back of Vettel's car is swirling away. Hamilton just doesn't seem to have the pace when it matters. He needs 5th or better to win the World Championship. He is currently 6th, and he runs one up late on the braking. He just needs now some luck to intervene. I said at the beginning it would come down to luck, and that's exactly what's happened. He had it all under control in the dry conditions, and in these conditions it's all about these last few corners now. We're expecting Massa any time now. He comes through to claim his 6th victory of the season. He has done everything he needed to do, and we wait now to find out who will be the world champion of 2008. Can Hamilton do anything? Can he run it up the inside of Vettel? Only a few corners to go now, and desperation starts to creep in for Lewis Hamilton.
Raikkonen's 3rd, and is that Glock? Is that Glock going slowly?
It is, it's Glock! Oh my goodness me! Hamilton's back in position again. 100,000 local hearts sink in the grandstands. It's handed the place back to Hamilton. He comes through, and if I'm absolutely right, I'm sure that he is going to claim 5th place, which is all he needs to do to become the 2008 Formula One World Champion, Lewis Hamilton. And you will... Well, the Ferrari boys are celebrating.
They both think they won, but Ferrari
are wrong. They're absolutely wrong. Hamilton's finished 5th, and Lewis, the father, has just realised that he celebrated a little bit too early. And Nicole Scherzinger, the girlfriend of Lewis Hamilton, hugs Aki Hintsa, his head doctor. You will never see a more dramatic conclusion to any motor race, let alone a Grand Prix, than that. And the result of it all is that in the most harum-scarum way possible, he doesn't make it easy for himself, does he? Lewis Hamilton is the world champion.
Hamilton therefore wins the championship by 1 point over Ferrari's Felipe Massa, making him the youngest ever world champion at the age of 23 years and 300 days. This championship is also the first for a British driver since Damon Hill in 1996, and the first championship for McLaren since Mika Hakkinen in 1999. This subsequently meant Ferrari missed out on consecutive Drivers' Championships, something they hadn't achieved since Michael Schumacher in Ferrari's heydays. The title decider of 2008 will always be remembered as one of the greats, as Hamilton claims the championship on the last corner of the last lap of the last race of the season. It will be remembered alongside other classics such as the thrilling title decider in Jerez in 1997 between Schumacher and Villeneuve, or the controversial climaxes of 1989 and 1990 between Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost.